Welcome to Freshly Popped, a daily show examining pop culture headlines so you don't have to. Today is January 21st, 2026, and I'm Sequoia Holmes.
I'm Fiona Shea.
And I'm Ryan Graham.
And today we are losing it over updates in the Beckham family fallout, Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's text exchanges getting released, and Glambot drama.
Exciting.
I'm excited to dive in here.
Yeah, no, these feel like good stories, and I feel like mine's going to take a very solid amount of time.
Okay.
So should we kind of get into
Yeah,
it?
let's get
jump
into
in.
it.
Cool.
And I don't have so much more to add to the Beckham family drama, but I found this interesting. It was coming up on my feed. I mean, Brooklyn and Nicola had to kind of know dropping that shit on the IG story was going to take the internet by frickin' storm. I feel like it was kind of all that I was seeing yesterday.
Yeah.
And so the updates here are that a celebrity hairstylist, Justin Anderson, who I guess is known to be best friends with Kristen Cavallari from Laguna Beach. She wasn't in The Hills, was she?
She was in The Hills. She was in
The
last
Hills
season.
too.
Yeah.
She was kind of like the villain in those series. I guess they're good friends. He posted to his Instagram story. So kind of like to give a little bit more additional context, Justin and Nicola had worked together back in 2019. She was already dating Brooklyn at the time. And I guess in 2019, Justin kind of called Nicola out for her weird behavior and also publicly made statements about her being like weird energy from that girl. So we had already known how Justin, the hairstylist, felt about Nicola. But yesterday, he takes to his Instagram story and reshares an article talking about Yolanda Hadid, okay, mother of models Gigi, Bella, and Anwar. That's her youngest son. Reshared an article talking about how when Anwar and Nicola were dating, Yolanda was very concerned about the relationship because, Sequoia, got a load of this, he was 18 and she was 22. So a little bit older, but like, I guess Yolanda had reason to be concerned.
Don't like it, but like more reasonable.
I'm not going to call you a pedophile.
Yeah,
but
it's like,
yeah,
you should have better choices.
So Justin, the hairstylist, reshared this screenshot and said history is repeating itself. So essentially, people are starting to draw a parallel between Anwar Hadid and Nicola's relationship and now Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola's relationship. Because again, this is all alleged. But when Nicola was dating Anwar, people were saying that she was pulling him away from the Hadid family.
Yikes. And do Brooklyn and Nicola have an age gap at all?
They do. She's slightly older as well.
Same energy.
She's slightly older as well. And I guess Yolanda reached out to Victoria Beckham at some point and expressed concern, like the two ladies know each other through the industry, and expressed concern about the age gap between Nicola and Anwar. And then obviously that's reflected in Nicola and Brooklyn's relationship as well. Again, we can't like verify any of this information, but this is the latest on the drama.
It's super fucking weird. I'm telling you, the more that
It's
comes
getting
out,
weird.
I'm gonna plant my flag on Team Beckham. I really don't think they're in the wrong here. I'm like, because I saw another article or like an Instagram carousel of like other celebrities who have fallen out with Nicola. Like Selena Gomez is in there.
Yes. Okay.
I saw Anwar in there. They were like there was like a 15 slide like people who have fallen out with this girl, and I'm like, I think it might be her. I really do.
No, that's giving. She's also so I see their age gap. She's 31. He's 26.
Yeah.
Right.
She is a Capricorn. He is a Pisces. She's probably wrecking his shit. She's probably ruining his life as we speak. Yeah.
So she was typing out the Instagram story and hitting post.
She probably typed out that Instagram story. I will say he probably does have some resentment toward his parents just from being a celebrity child and all of the public scrutiny that comes with that, and the way that your parents act and all that. So I don't doubt a lot of what he said in that Instagram story. I'm sure he shared some of that with his wife.
Right.
Absolutely. I am curious about the Selena Gomez of it all, Ryan, that you bring up earlier, because Nicola and Selena, we're very close friends there, even up until pretty recently. But then we haven't seen them so much together.
Correct.
Not that one friendship is going to define the rest of your relationships, but if it's true that we're seeing fallout after fallout after fallout, we know that with girls and guys who we know, if you see the consistent pattern, it's typically that
Haven't
person.
we all had that one friend where like they come around and be like, yeah, my friend group's blah 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 blah, and then you're like, I don't know why they seem so great, and then you get to know them and you're like, oh, I see why you have your friend groups have let you go by now. Like, and also Selena's married now, so maybe she is just busy. But yes, there appears to be a fallout, a rift between the two. What were you going to say, Sequoia? You look like you were.
Selena's also not a good barometer, I don't think. Little Miss, the girl that gave me a kidney is quote unquote the girl that gave me a kidney, as opposed to my friend who is also an actress in the industry who I've known for a long time. Just keeps referring to her as the girl who gave her the kidney.
We never know what happened there either.
I know that Francia Raisa, I think that's the actress's name that gave Selena Gomez the kidney, doesn't fuck with her. Doesn't like her. After laying on a surgery table, getting cut open for your ass, for me not to like you now, you had to do something.
Interesting. Yeah. But then that is a fair point. I guess my thing is like, Selena has been around long enough that I feel like if she was that bad, don't you think there would be story? I think whatever's doing her PR, because she doesn't have any no like glaring stories about her. You're right. There are things when you look, you're like, oh wait, that's kind of weird. But there's no story.
You know, for me, I know her friendship with Taylor Swift is enough. Where I'm like, oh yeah, you're
sus.
You're the problem. Yeah, you're probably sus. That's just me. That's just me.
Fair.
So anyone in Taylor's orbit gets a sus stamp of approval from Seki. What about like Zoe Kravitz? Zoe
Kravitz isn't anybody's friend. I don't think she's anybody's friend. I think she's a floater.
Yeah,
I think she just is like, like, oh yeah, I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah,
everybody's fine. We vibe. Like, I don't think that she's sitting there invested in that friendship.
She's too vibey to really like connect. She's just like, I float with the wind. Like you said, like Sean.
Yeah. It's cool.
Sure.
She's just a vibe. Yeah. She's not a real person.
That's quite literally.
I love the idea that Zoe Kravitz doesn't exist. She's just a vibe. A vibe that we all experience from time to time.
Not mad. I wish somebody would describe me like that. That's kind of iconic. Yeah. I like it a little bit. Speaking of Taylor Swift though.
Yes.
My God. So some of Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's text messages have been unsealed and released to us, thank God. So for context, actor Blake Lively and actor-director Justin Baldoni have been in a nasty legal battle since their involvement in the 2024 film It Ends With Us, in which they both starred.
Okay. Right.
In May of 2025, during this nasty battle that's been ongoing, Justin attempts to subpoena Taylor Swift, claiming she was used by Blake and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, to pressure Blake during the production of the film.
Right.
His lawyers later dropped that subpoena.
Okay.
But as of yesterday, texts between Taylor and Blake were unsealed. And here's
how did this happen?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Here's the interesting tidbits. So, first of all, Blake referred to Justin, to Taylor, as, quote, this doofus director of my movie, quote, a clown who thinks he's a writer now. Okay. Okay, she got some words. Doofus and clown. That is such a... I
love doofus. It's so millennial core.
It's such a nerd read. Like, I'm like, doofus and clown. Doofus. That's what you call them?
He thinks he's a director. I know she ate that. She thought in her brain, I ate
She knows she did. You, ouch, Blake, ouch. I would expect nothing more, nothing less from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants ass girl. Blake.
Hey, now that's her best role.
Hey, we know that.
Hey, what a minute. Serena Van Der Woodsen is great. Don't disrespect Gossip Girl. I'm kidding.
So, in other texts, Blake asked Taylor, who was on her way to visit Blake while Justin was present at Blake's house. So Taylor was on the way.
Okay.
Blake asked Taylor to endorse a revised version of the script Blake was proposing, quote, even without having read it.
Interesting.
Taylor responds, quote, I'll do anything for you, exclamation point, exclamation point. I would like to know if there's a space between the exclamation points. So it goes, I do anything for you, space, exclamation point, exclamation point. Okay. Then afterward, Blake texts Taylor. So after they meet up at the house, Blake texts Taylor that she was, quote, so epically heroic
Ew.
today.
Hate.
And that she, quote, recapped every moment to her husband, Ryan Reynolds.
Oof.
Blake continues, quote, I keep remembering stuff. You making shit up about me and the lenses, you referring to yourself as my doll, this clown falling for it, but also resisting it. You are the world's greatest absolute friend ever.
Wait, okay, hold on. I'm trying to understand that. So Taylor said those things, like when the doll stuff, that's where I'm lost. Blake is texting that to Taylor saying, I'm remembering you saying those things to Justin.
Yes. Like
To
when we were
Justin.
standing
Thank you
with
so
Justin
much.
and you were endorsing my essential, not lie, but yeah, you were making shit up on the spot about how Blake Lively is such a good director and knows everything
So
about the
good at
lenses. Like,
lenses.
thanks for improving all of that. You were heroic.
Oh.
And how you're my doll, like Taylor, you're calling yourself my doll, and him being listening, but not really, you know.
Can I also interject here? These are not helping those lesbian allegations. I'm so sorry. The people been saying that about Taylor, and this is not helping.
It's so funny, Ryan. You said that, like the last text of Blake saying, I kept remembering stuff, you making shit up, referring as my doll, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is not how best friends text. Me and my best friend have telepathic communication. This doesn't all need to be said. If I am helping her out in a situation and hyping her up, we look at each other and it's like, you got my back. Like, I don't need to then text her after saying this. I don't know. The friendship just feels
Weird.
And that's what I'm saying. This is what I imagine all of Taylor Swift's friendships feel like. I imagine
I'm
they
sure
are
because
all
she
this
has-
weird, stale,
Yes.
fake, like, this is not a real friendship. Why you guys talk to each other like you don't know each other? Like, what is this?
Well, because she has so much, dare I say, like, she has so much power. And while Blake is, yes, like wealthy and famous and all those things, like, I don't know. I just feel like all of Taylor's friendships feel as though Taylor is standing there kind of like, you better not piss me off because I'm Taylor fucking Swift.
100%. And she even like wields Taylor Swift's power. So now I'm paraphrasing, but as I was reading about the text messages getting released, Blake also at some point during the lawsuit was telling Justin, my friendship with Taylor Swift and my marriage to Ryan Reynolds will benefit me, but it will also benefit you in this film. Like, it's mutually beneficial for the film all around. So like, it is something that she uses.
For sure.
Because she can be like, I feel like everyone is afraid of Taylor Swift in a lot of ways, where she's like, I'm bringing this fan base to this movie. You really want to hear what Taylor, like, I mean, it makes sense. If I'm Blake, I too am having Taylor Swift endorse my ideas because then the Swifties will follow, like, by default.
And well, also in
You know what I mean?
It Ends With Us, they use a lot of Taylor Swift.
Oh, did they?
Songs.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
They used one for the
Was it
trailer.
one?
Sure,
They
sure,
used
sure.
one song for the trailer, yes. And I can't remember the name of the song, but they used one Taylor Swift song for the trailer. Imagine having your totally not writer, not director, best friend endorse your script as though that means fucking something. If I was Justin Baldoni, that would mean
Nothing to me.
jack shit to me.
It's
I'd
like,
be like, why do you think I would give a fuck what non-actor, non-director, non-screenwriter Taylor Swift thinks about your version of the script?
it's like, I like Lady Gaga, but what the fuck does she know about
What the
cameras?
fuck does she know about cameras? Exactly. It's extremely what the fuck does she know about cameras? Extremely that.
Like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. What is this supposed to be? This is like when kids go call their mom and it's like,
Yeah.
bitch, I don't care about
What
what
does it
your
have to
mom,
do with
I don't care what
anything?
your mom has to say about it.
I think when people just amass so much success and fame and money, sometimes people are like, well, they know best, evidently, because look at the decisions that they've made. That's how this feels, right?
Sure,
It's like,
sure.
of course, Taylor knows she has the biggest fandom in the world. She's one of the biggest pop stars. She's hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Like,
Sure.
biggest tour in the world. I think that then people, step into rooms and feel as though they can speak to anything. Although that's not right. I sense that a lot in
Of course.
entertainment.
No, it's real. People make too many assumptions when you have money. This is why people are mad at Kai
Yes.
Cenat, like we were talking about yesterday, because he has money, he can't be illiterate or whatever. It's like you having money doesn't make you an expert in anything, actually.
In fact, I feel like it probably shields you from being, because money and power allow people to just walk into spaces and people just, like you're saying, assume you know, and so they just take your
Assume
word for it.
confidence.
And I think that's why lots of things are the way they are today. Like, there are people who just look and go, oh, you
True.
must be smart, so I'm going to agree and let you do this thing. And then it's like, oh, why is this so bad? And it's because that person
This
is
is why
incompetent.
Diddy got away with so much stuff for a
Exactly.
long time.
That's why Trump is president. People
Correct.
are like, he's a businessman. He must know.
Isn't that kind of, didn't Michelle Obama say that in her book? She's like, I've been in rooms with these people. They're not as smart as you think they are.
She did. She said nobody is as smart as you think they are.
Yeah.
She said everybody is winging it. She
Yeah.
was like, nobody knows anything. Everybody's winging it. You just need to do it and wing it.
Right. So, and I feel, I guess my thought here is like, does this help? This was brought up in the legal case. Does this help Justin? Because I'm lost in the weeds of what their lawsuit was about. This helps Justin,
let me give you. I do have some notes on
please.
what
Okay.
the lawsuit was going on. So, it started in early 2024. Allegations emerged that Baldoni made Blake uncomfortable regarding her postpartum weight, and he lingered too long during a kissing scene because they were both the lead as well.
Interesting.
In August 2024, during their press tour, people start to notice that Justin seems a little iced out of things. Nobody's following him on social media. He did the press tour alone instead of with a group, etc. In December 20th of 2024, Blake files a formal complaint with the California Civil Rights Department alleging sexual harassment and a hostile work environment.
Interesting.
On December 21st, 2024, the New York Times publishes an investigation detailing a quote-unquote smear campaign allegedly orchestrated by Justin against Blake.
Interesting. Okay.
And then December 31st, 2024, Blake officially sues Justin and his studio for harassment and breach of contract. Simultaneously, Justin sues the New York Times for $250 million, alleging libel.
Wow.
Okay. And then January 16, 2025, Justin countersues Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for $400 million, accusing them of civil extortion in a coordinated effort to, quote, destroy his career. So
Woof.
that's a very abbreviated, not detailed timeline of
the
events
lawsuits.
in the Blake Justin situation.
That feels so complicated in so many ways. And
It's
I'm also
super
like,
complicated.
do you think that Blake Lively would have the power to? Because the New York Times, in my brain, I feel like they would have to be telling the truth, but I guess ... maybe not. And I'm saying, do you think
They're saying so another detail I left out. Justin Baldoni hired
PR
the
team.
PR
That's right.
team that was responsible for getting Johnny Depp good PR during that Amber Heard situation.
Well,
So he hired a really
like-
strong PR person, and they're alleging that person got that New York Times shit made about Blake to smear her.
and that makes sense. Okay, yes, I can believe that. Okay. Ooh, yikes! It's so messy. And like also for a movie that is mid as fuck. Like the movie is very okay, you guys.
Oh my god, it's,
Right.
it's bad. It's bad. I saw it. It was bad before
Y'all
all this
fighting
drama.
over scripts for trash ass movies.
Yeah, you bringing in Taylor Swift for this? I'm like, if you're gonna bring her out for something that's like an Oscar campaign, girl.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to just check where we were like currently. It says Blake Lively's claims are moving forward with a trial currently scheduled for May 2026.
Yep.
So maybe Justin dropped the New York Times thing. I know something
They dismissed it.
they dismissed it. Okay,
They
got
dismissed
it.
that.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So that was dismissed. So the last thing that's left
Oh my god, I can't wait for this trial. You
That's
guys.
crazy.
is
Low-key.
Blake's trial.
Oh, and
Yeah.
you know what? I bet this is leading up to that. That makes these text messages getting released make so much more sense. This feels like a lead up. This is like the teaser trailer for the saga that will be this trial.
Exactly. But yeah, it
This
does
shit
seem like
never
this is helpful
ends.
for Justin Baldoni's team. Blake said she sent Taylor Swift the scripts while Taylor was on the way to Blake's house to meet with Taylor and Justin, and she hoped that Taylor would read it on the way over. I'm like, you hope she would read a film script on the way over?
Like, yeah.
Okay,
and the
sure,
hour
girl.
ride. Yeah, what?
Right. And she said she told her no pressure because she didn't want her to feel pressure to have to read it, but she hoped that she would. But she was down for her to endorse the script without having read it, which is what happened.
Again, because like I do anything for you. That's well, that's
That is
Which,
not
sure,
something that you
that's
talk
what
to your
friends-
best friends like. Like, there's
and
no
that's-
world in which I talk to my best friend like that. It's lame.
And I understand when you have a sacred best friendship, yeah, you're helping your girls out if you need. But the fact that it is under the umbrella of Blake potentially falsely accusing Justin Baldoni of sexual assault, which is not something to take lightly,
Right.
that's when it now, within the context of the story, it's suspicious because
Right.
it's like, well, where is the truth then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the truth is both. TBH, I think Blake Lively likely is a terrorist, and I think she probably has a victim complex just by virtue of being besties with Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna hold you.
Sure.
So I think she probably, took some things wrong. But on top of that, I think Justin Baldoni probably did say some stuff that he shouldn't have said, and probably was a little weird. And I think that that's evidenced by people not following him back, the rest of the cast not following him back, being the only person that the rest of the cast didn't fuck
That
with.
feels like
I almost understand that as like Blake again maybe having more power
Correct.
than Justin. Like I don't see the cast personally, knowing the context of what I know, I don't see the It Ends With Us cast not following Justin as, oh, he's creepy and weird. I see it as them taking Blake's side because they're scared of Blake and Ryan.
Correct.
And Taylor.
and they whip the votes. It's like getting people to be on your side. I
Yes.
can fully see her being like, I'm whipping.
That's kind of how I see it.
As she's like, I believe she was the EP. So like, she whipped.
Yeah.
I could see both sides of that. Where I'm like, there's a world
But I'm
where
also
maybe,
not necessarily Team Baldoni by any means. I just, I don't necessarily see them taking her side as like, oh, that means
He's
he did
weird.
something.
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm like, it's definitely a weird saga, and I mean, I guess we'll probably keep covering it as it continues. But yeah, talk about like two sides of like the same coin. And like speaking of, actually, two sides of the same coin. It's crazy how one story can produce two different worlds. And Cole Walliser, aka the Glambot guy. This one story with him and J-Lo has gone in two different directions, and we are seeing two sides of the same coin, man. He is getting backlash after his video with J-Lo went viral last week at the Golden Globes of her quote-unquote rude response. She doesn't make eye contact with him. People are commenting, being like, oh, she's so rude, blah, 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 blah. Cole takes to Instagram to respond, saying, hey, some people are chatty at work, some people aren't. And at the end of the day, celebs are at work. So, like, I get it that you all might think she's rude, and I get that a lot. But I don't think she was being rude, and someone did not like that. So, the story could end here. That's what I wanted to talk about first, but it gets deeper. I do want a side note. I don't think J-Lo was rude in that video. Watching it,
I didn't think so either.
I really does feel like she just kind of walks up. She is listening to him, and then she is hitting her mark as she is listening to him, and then she's like, all right, I'm ready to do the thing. In his apology.
And he's quote unquote like kind of the director of the Glambot, which is this big camera that spins around on the red carpet and gets like a slow-mo shot of the celeb. So he's directing her.
Right. And some celebs have a really bad Glambot, and that's really embarrassing.
Correct.
And some celebs have a really good Glambot, and that's, really iconic. So it means a lot to celebrities to kind of hit that fucking mark.
And then when I think about like
the Glambot,
if there's going to be a celeb who is hyper concerned, J-Lo has a history of being hyper concerned with image.
100%.
So I fully can imagine she's like, she also knows that he's recording.
Need to nail this.
Yeah, and he's recording the interaction, so she's probably like, I just want to make sure you're getting my good side because hey, I know this whole thing is
she said,
recorded.
I'm not moving off this side. You could hit go at any point, and I'm not moving. So I hear you.
And he also mentions that in his video defending her, he mentions that the carpet is closed, as in like no one knew was coming. So she is probably also like, I know I need to do this quickly because I need to get to my seat. Like it is, there's a lot going on. So like, I agree. I don't think he was being rude, or she was being rude, and he even says that. But the story,
and I would just like to say, I don't even like J-Lo.
Same.
I don't.
I mean,
neither do I.
I don't like J-Lo, and I don't think she was being rude. I can see that.
Unbiased
I completely agree. Can I say one thing that's like,
please,
not so nice? But I did notice. I'm with you. I would have been serious on my mark with the Glambot. J-Lo's makeup at the Golden Globes, even when she presented, I was kind of like, who did her makeup?
I also thought the body illusion, or I hate nude illusion when it doesn't give nude illusion. And I also think the mesh on her dress was a different color than her. And someone pointed out like, oh, it is possible that the lighting that she got ready in.
Maybe it was the lighting.
Correct.
Maybe it was the lighting.
Drastically different than the lighting that was on stage.
It feels like that.
Because I'm like, I'm sure wherever they were, I cannot imagine a world where she looked and it looked off and she wouldn't have been like, fix it. So it probably was wherever we did this before, different than what was on set. Because even the dress, I was like, this is lighter than you. But I'm like, oh, she
I know.
didn't
Like
see
even
it.
just us talking about this, like celebrities are under a
So
fucking
much.
microscope on the thing about their appearance, about their body. I'm taking the Glambot seriously too.
I'm taking the Glambot seriously.
like,
No, I do get it. You know what? Her makeup looks very 2016. I'm looking at her Golden Globes
Hey.
makeup. It's just a little cake. I'm not offended by the makeup at all. It just looks very 2016.
But what I'm saying is maybe she was ahead of her time.
She's on trend, I guess.
She saw the trend
Exactly.
and said, hey, I'm giving the girls what they want. This is what the internet said.
Right. She got heavy highlights, heavy bronzer. Very stark color differentiation there.
But yes, okay. And then the story kind of takes a turn because now there are people. Obviously, the Glambot is that the camera at the red carpets is super popular. So people have wanted this at their wedding. And this is when people's interactions with Cole himself start to go viral. So a very wealthy person named Yinka Animashwan, I'm sorry if I butchered that name. She starts to release email exchanges she had with Cole back in 2019 for her wedding, where she's like, "Oh, hey Cole, I know you do this. I want to do it." And Cole, his response was not great. So Yina reaches out and goes, "Hey, I love your work with the Glambot. I'd love to have you at my wedding. What are your rates?" She asked that in the very first question. His response is, "Thanks for reaching out. Just so you are aware, the Glambot is a camera system and personnel used by network television for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It's not cheap. If you feel like it's something you might be within your budget, I'm happy to discuss further." Her response, "Yeah, it's something within my budget." Smiley face. Cole
Right.
could have
I got money.
And also, like, literally, her name, she's a Nigerian, like, I was going to say princess, and that feels racist.
So she's black.
She's
at that.
black, and
oh,
her
see,
wedding,
now this kind of now starting to piss me off.
Correct.
Now you starting to
So
piss me off.
She is
baby.
black, and her husband is Indian. So it was like a multicultural wedding. But her name literally translates to "wealth surrounds me." Like, that is literally
No.
the
And you know, Nigerian people choose the name by the meaning. They're like, I'm trying to
Correct.
impart this on my child, so I will name them whatever.
And
Yeah.
and honestly, their wedding actually.
Well, I
went-
think it's her last name means wealth surrounds me.
Sure.
You know, Nigerian people be having like 8 different names.
they do.
Do they? Okay.
They do sometimes.
But I
yes.
just say that to mean
Sometimes,
if wealth
sometimes.
surrounds me and it's a family name,
Girl, we're not-
families probably had money forever.
And their
Period.
wedding went viral in 2023 or in 2019 because of how like lavish it was. So this is obviously
Okay.
he wouldn't have seen this when they were doing the emails, but like money was no expense to them. They were going to spend the money. So
Right.
she says, "Oh yeah, in my budget." And then his response, he could have been nice because he didn't just respond to her question. But then after she says that, he goes, "I don't see how you could how you could." I don't see how you could be. That doesn't make sense. I don't see how you
I
could
think he's
be.
saying afford it.
Oh yeah,
How it could be
basically
within your budget or how you could afford it,
right.
something like
Because
that.
he's saying, I didn't say how much it was. It could be between $10,000 and $1 million. To which Yinka responds, "Yeah, I assumed it was very pricey since it was featured at the Oscars. So what are the next steps to book? Would you
Right.
would you be the person that comes, or do you just work with a team for the red carpets? What's the rundown?" Again, 10,000 to $1 million did not phase her. She was
Not
like,
phase her. She said,
"Okay,
cool."
dot,
So,
dot, dot.
anyways,
What do
you should he should have already known when she didn't immediately ask about the budget.
correct?"
She didn't ask that. That wasn't in her initial email. She said, "What's up? Love the Glambot. Can I book it?"
And then honestly, she
Yeah,
was
she
being,
didn't even inquire.
she was being so kind about, like, all right, even his like digs, because I agree. It would if I'm asking you and you do this to me twice, I'm angry because I'm like, don't call me
Yeah.
broke. You don't. If I was afraid, I would have been like, oh no, I'm not doing it. At your first response, the fact that I did
Right.
not and I kept going forward means, tell me what the fuck you need me to do, and you should not assume. And then
Why do you think I'm broke?
Why do you think I'm broke? Because I'm reaching out to you about this, and you clearly don't want the money. You clearly must be booked. Because I'm like, girl. His response then is, it's a crew of about 15 people plus a network setup, rehearsals, gear drop off, camera rental, yada yada yada. And then her response to that,
15 people?
yeah, right. And then she goes, "So where do I begin?
Dot.
Through you or your website?"
Dot.
This is
Dot.
now the third time she is saying, ain't no budget when I'm on the set. If it's like it, then
Period.
that's what I get.
What I get.
So,
Okay.
and then he's like, "Okay, it's $300,000. I'll take 10% deposit to secure the gear. Once I get the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready to get started." To which she responds, "Thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday." Again, not denying it, but just like, all right, now that I have a price, let me work with my budget. And then
Right.
and at that point, he could have just let her respond Monday, but no. He responds, I just wanted you to know how much it costs you just needed, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You didn't need to pretend to book it. And she goes, I did ask. She said, I did. That's why I asked. I want to book it, ... And then their email exchange no longer continues and they think she's releasing. But I'm just like, he did not have to be rude. He's being very assumptive, presumptuous about her finances, and then other people have chimed in saying, I've reached out to him before. He also was very ugly. And so he has this pattern of, if you're not a red carpet, he like assumes you can't do it. He doesn't take you seriously. Right. And it's very rude and annoying for someone that I'm like, sir, we could find someone to do this. Like, it doesn't have to be you.
Like,
right, you are not the gatekeeper of that goddamn camera system.
And he's not even the person who invented it.
So he's just the operator. He did not invent the Glambot. He just currently works for the guy who did invent it, or he just has
not
one.
Even that.
He owns one.
It's not even that. Yes. So Joseph Kahn, a very, very famous music video director. He's worked with Taylor Swift. He like did the Say My Name Destiny's Child video. I mean, like music videos back to the 90s to now. He's the one who originally came up with the format in terms of the camera angles, the type of equipment that it does. He did it in 2016 for a red carpet with I believe it was the Grammys, and that was the first time we ever saw the Glambot. From then, Cole has then like adapted that, and he is the one that they go to now. Because Joseph Kahn said, I was up for an award and doing it. I was too busy. I don't want to keep doing it. And so they found another director to do it. So it's also not even Cole's thing. Like, he's not the only person in the world to be able to do this. You could find another production company to do it. And in fact, he's being stank about it. I'm like, you probably will not be the only one doing this for much longer.
100%. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, because there's clearly a need in the market. And if you can't help customers, someone else is going to pop up and do the Glambot and steal the business.
Yeah, it's
loser.
I agree. It's just very ugly, very rude, and I'm like, I'm sure he'll be fine because it's Hollywood. He'll still be on the red carpets, but I'm glad that he's kind of getting exposed, and I'm like, sheesh, talk about rude.
Me too, right? Y'all talking about J-Lo's rude.
I know. It is kind of funny that in light of that, sometimes when attention is brought to someone, the limelight is shining on you because of this J-Lo situation. And he's coming out being like, no, like, no, she wasn't being rude. Like, we're doing our jobs. And then everyone's like, who's rude is you.
You.
Right.
If what Michael Rappaport say, if there's anyone in this building who would be willing to be rude to their customers, it's you.
It's you. The pointing was crazy.
It was really crazy. Very funny.
I know he's wagging that finger everywhere.
Definitely.
Yeah, not a good look for Cole. And again, we say the Glambot. We do not say Cole Walliser. So if I were you, I would just jump in and do the work because it sounds fun. I would love to have a Glambot at my wedding. In fact, sometimes I'm
too.
like, I can't wait.
I went to a wedding with a Glambot.
I was going to say, Sequoia, didn't you go to one?
I
did. The one that was like outdo the bride and groom themes.
I love this.
Yeah.
Was Cole directing?
Yeah. No,
he was there.
No.
They also emailed with him and they were like $300K and they said, we got it.
They said, bet, no problem. Yeah.
Silly. But yeah, no, I think
maybe we'll have to book one for your wedding, Seki.
Right.
Yeah.
My wedding that I'm trying to make as cheap as humanly possible. Yeah.
It's cheap, but you have a glam.
He'd be right to press me about why I'm inquiring. Yeah.
That is funny. No. That's all we have for you all today. Remember, you can follow us on all our social pages at Freshly Popped. That's FRESHLYPOP.D. And please like, subscribe, comment, share, give us all of your deets. Tell us what you would be posing like at the Glambot. Tell us what you think about Taylor Swift and Blake Lively's text messages. How do you text your best friends? Tell us in the comments below, and you can listen.
Meanly.
Do you do? Yeah, you are mean to me. That's true. It wouldn't be. I would do anything for you. It's like, you dumb bitch. You want me to read your script in an hour? You dumb bitch.
I'll be like, I'll do anything for you, dummy. Just kidding.
And we would do anything for you all. So keep listening and keep chatting with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. You've been popped.